How are we doing? Let's get some settings sorted out. Camera in the right place. How's that? That looks about right. Oh. Yaaarg. So here we go. Bit of a rushed, not together job this one, opposed to our usual slick setup and organised. Excuse me. Right, there we go. So, following last week's, which I must answer somebody's thing. Last week's one was a discontinued one that I skanked from Beast Towers. So I thought, for various reasons. Oh, hoy! Oh, man. Let's mute all those off. There we go. Sorry about that. There we go. So, sorry about that, Andy. Yeah. So after last week's trip into the depths of the drawers to find the Byzantine Emperor that they no longer produce, I'll have to send a message to somebody later to explain that. But I've been to the same depths of the drawers today, probably even deeper. And I found this one. As you see, is from July 2019. The arch hippopotamus. There he is. I just thought he would be fun to paint while I have a chat tonight. And the observant among you will see that we started at a slightly earlier time. And we didn't let people know early because I wasn't sure if I was going to make video tonight. But here we are. So I wanted to do quite a quick one so I can get to bed. But enough rambling. Let's get some paint on there and we can talk about things as we go along. So usually start with moonstone skin, but today we're going to start with carnelian skin. Ahoy, cubes! Sorry to catch out a bit earlier. All will be explained as we go along. So I didn't think I was going to get a session in tonight. Hence why I didn't advertise it earlier. And we're doing a random arch hippopotamus. So we're going to start with carnelian skin. Get some. Yes. I think they used to do a random giveaway miniature every month for people that spent so much, and this was July 2019, and I thought, well, it's a good opportunity. Yeah, there's there's reasons, Rich, as you probably guessed. So I'm glad you could call. Some of you could make it, because obviously you join us on a yeah, quite a memorable night and a bit of a sad night. Is this is going to be the last Pirate Paints live from this location. Yep. So, as you've probably, most of you have gathered, I've outgrown my home studio and I've managed to find somewhere else to inhabit, which is a happy thing. Also, there's lots of memories tied up in this room. You know, Spike the ship's dog, many paint-alongs, many commissions. So people are waiting for commissions at the moment. My apologies first, because they've been held up. So I've got to the point where I've moved most of the stuff up to the unit, and so the crow's nest. And the next lot of movement early next week is going to be the actual paint studio itself. Yes, so the Pirate Island is going to be no more, and we're going to jump into the crow's nest. So it's coincided with me having to do a war game show this weekend at Farnborough. It's Warfare, isn't it? So I'll be tied up all weekend there, which has been quite tiring to get ready for that as well. But hey. So I wanted you guys to be the first ones to officially be told, because you guys are my crew. You've stuck with me through this little adventure. Remember the snoring Staffy. Spike has been replaced by the thunderous snoring bully Tank. Yeah. Mysterious Island is now gone. Yeah, so onward and upwards, so they say. So I've been frantically the last 2 weeks taking all my stuff up to the crow's nest, which is going to be our new home. I don't know if by next Friday I'll be sorted out enough to do a video with the internet, etc, etc, etc. So I'll have to keep you posted on that one. Hopefully it will, and we can do one from the crow's nest, even if it's a short this is the crow's nest one, you know, and I'll wander around with the phone. We'll do something, I'm sure. So I thought I'd grab a random miniature, because in fairness, all the other Griffin Beast ones are at the crow's nest. And seeing how I've got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I didn't fancy another trip. So my apologies. Right, we're going to start with Grey Castle. Some of the stuff, I don't know how many of you have been watching the excited Facebook posts. Some of the stuff. First of all, I've got no idea how I fitted all of my stuff into my house. It's just crazy. I could probably be a world Tetris champion by the amount of stuff I've actually got in my my poor little terrace house. Must have been creaking, and I didn't realise. So that's nice. And some of the treasure I found. Whoa. And some stuff has left me scratching my head. Like, what did I really need 4 copies of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay? You know, the early big book. But somehow, over the years, I've picked them up, and there we have it. Did I need 5 copies of D&D X1 Isle of the Dread in just different? I think there's 3 different covers, but I've got five of them. I think some at one point it came with the expert rule book, so yeah, there was plenty of them about. But anyhow, that's what I've been busy on. And once we're settled, as I said, we shall get I'll get my friend to set some cameras up so we can go live and do battle reports and all this sort of wonderful stuff. And of course, travel permitting, is I'll be open to accept guests, whether it's for a game or whether it's just to mooch around, have a coffee, see what stuff I've got for sale, have a mooch, have a coffee. I'll put all the details of where it is and that on my social media stuff. But yeah, it will still be based here in sunny old Swindon. Yeah, so that's been rather exciting. So most of the stuff in the shop stroke games room is going to be for sale, and that's mostly used. Let's say used, pre-loved. I like that term better. Ferociously guarded down the decades, and time to pass on to other collectors. Also, I shall be stocking various new items from various suppliers. Now, I'm not gonna kid you. I'm not trying to make it another local hobby store where you buy the latest version of 40k and stuff. So I'm not doing that. What I will be doing is hopefully over the weekend speaking to some more of the independent suppliers, manufacturers, or suppliers, manufacturers. So first up, of course, my good friends at Beast Towers have given me some lovely racks to put their stock on, because I do have I've done some shows with these guys. When they can't make it to a show, I make sure their stuff goes to the shows. So it seemed a fitting first supplier for my shop, the Griffin Beast. So as you've probably seen from the photographs, if you've seen the photographs, is we've got a lovely Griffin Beast selection, which I'm really happy about. Yeah, so you'll be able to come to the Crow's Nest and purchase your Griffin Beast goodies. As well as gaze in marvel at the vintage stuff that's kicking about. And then obviously there's going to be painted miniatures for sale as well, so that'd be good as well. And then I've got a special room in there to do my painting from, so I think it's all very exciting. So feel free to send questions and etc, etc, etc as you see this. I'm trying to answer them. Right, we're going to do some matte black. I'm going to matte black his shoes, because you don't usually matte black shoes, but I just think it will look good, because we're going to do gold. All the metal's going to be gold. I was going to do a silver, but I think gold is the... Yeah, so pretty happy with that. When I started looking around for a bigger paint studio, I was just hoping to get like a studio and maybe a small room to put a gaming table in. I was not expecting to find the space that I found, in fairness. Let's get some gold going on there. Greedy gold we're going to start with. The tables I've got in the main room at the moment, there's a big 8x4 table, and there's enough room for another 8x4 next to that, and then I'm going to set up 2 6x5s, but they'll be able to be broken into 6x2.5 because they're the white tables. So, and the idea is as well is I can have a lot of my painted stuff in there. So, for instance, we're going to try and run a Blood Bowl league, because I've got like most of the teams painted, so you'll just be able to turn up and play. I should have some more details and that sort of thing next week, so I'm going to get warfare out the way, and we'll spread the word about. But yeah, it was kind of important for me to paint tonight, though, in fairness, because there's a little sad bit of me in the middle that is going to miss Pirate Island. Spent a lot of hours over the last. Well, I did full time last year, but I've had this set up for about 5 years now, I think. So, yaaarg. So just lay this greedy gold down to the base. There we go. So of course then I'll have to update the website to match the stock in the shop. That'd be a massive job that I'm hoping to palm off onto my one of my relatives. And Rich, if you're still with us and you're not eating your dinner, or your dinner's on your lap, so you can't text, your commission is next in the queue. So I'm sorry it's taking a little bit longer than normal, but you'll be happy in the knowledge yours is going to be the first commission to be painted at the Crow's Nest. I'll probably have to start again in a bit, in case he didn't. Yeah, I think he's gone off way to scuff his dinner. Hmm. I was going to do gold there, but I'm going to do like a red or a blue underneath there. I think, just to make it look a bit different. Dot of black missing. There we go. Doop. It's a really nice sculpted image. I like this one. So we're going to start tiger eyes, our next flesh tone. Oh, hi Andy, how are we doing? Good, good. Very busy, busy, busy. Say, trying to get the shop ready to open. It should be hopefully by next weekend. should be ready to receive. Let's have a good swing at it early in the week, if you know what I mean. It's very nice of you to join us, Coach Andy. So now we're just checking with this flesh with this next tone up. Looking for the high pieces, so that what we call the peaks. And we're working down into the valleys, just leaving the very depth of the valley in that original darker tone. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen the Facebook pickies, my daily exciting trip. I should even have like, so this could be the main room with the shop in it and the gaming tables, and the front area is like a chill area that I reckon you could use for doing D&D or Magic the Gathering or something like on those lines. Oh, okay. It's just been my exciting pictures of taking all the gear up to the crow's nest. What's the crow's nest? That's what I've named the shop. Stroke studio, stroke gaming room. Makes it more interesting to say that the shop or the unit, doesn't it? And now we're just see, this is our trying to hit those higher areas, start building in the highlights. Yeah, nice. That crow's nest. Well, yeah. When people see the picture of it, they don't realise why it's called the crow's nest. It's afraid that it's only stair access. So unfortunately, some people won't be able to. It's not wheelchair accessible, unfortunately. But here we go. So next, we've done the grey castle for his robes, and we're going to go up to gargoyle grey. Searching for a mini to use as a apprentice for my dwarf frosted bunny. I use a mechanic from the Warhammer Skull Pass box as a magician. Oh, a dwarf with a tool. I was just, what pops into head? There's a goblin with a big spanner in there. That sort of age miniature. I would probably have one. I was trying to think of what you could do. Although the plastic was a pretty cut aboutable, isn't they? That's the beauty of Frostgrave, is you can just find a tool off someone and stick it in their hands. But one of the early bolt throwers, I should imagine, have got a, I think it's a pre-slotted bolt thrower, cannon, sorry, dwarf cannon crew. That's not much help, really, is it? I'd put just look from the early gobbos that have got the toolkits, you know, the Gretchens and stuff. Rob a spanner off them. And just find a dwarf that you like, really, isn't it? So as you see, we're just going down the peaks, leaving the valleys. That's what we're doing. It's not seen it before. The best way to describe this, so that's a peak because it's high, and then the valleys, we leave that. Oh. That's how the computer's trying to do an update. Yeah, they've just started to reproduce all the old Round Path ones, haven't they? Somebody bought the molds, all the old molds. I don't know. I've seen dwarf engineers. Actually, I was working on a dwarf saga thing, and I'm sure all the old dwarf engineers were in that. I said, is laying my hands on anything at all at the moment is not impossible. It's just so much stuff everywhere. Yeah, I remember the massive, the Gobblers had the massive. All the most of the minis have already been packed away and whisked up to the crow's nest. Would be looking at the proverbial needle in a haystack for me at the moment. I'll certainly keep my eyes open, because Kubra's right, he did do some engineers. Good shout there, mate. Do you see how that grey is starting to cause shadows in the... There was there one with Dreadnought as well? I tell you what it was. Oh, the 40k Space Dwarfs had the mechanics in the Rogue Trooper ones for the squat bikes, but I had those, but I did sell them, I think. They all have the huge spanners. But I think there's War Games Atlantic bringing out some squats. Now we're going to go to our... Well, before we do the skin, we're gonna flesh tone the gold, so that can be drying. So, Coach Andy, am I going to be expecting a visit at some point? So with this flesh tone on the gold is, as we know, we're trying to be brave. Yaaarg. Also, we should be stocking. Oh, I can't say that one yet. Sorry. I've done a deal with somebody else about stocking another range, but I can't announce it yet. Sorry. Oops. I was just thinking that he might have the mini you need. I cannot say until I've speak to him again at the weekend. Make sure it's okay to tell people. So next we're going for topaz skin. Yeah, I'd hate to hack him off and then not get his ranges in the shop. Patience is a virtue. So now this topaz skin, we're just going to go down the high part and build the shape of the muscle, but stay inside. The areas we've already painted. Yeah. We'll have a look at some other manufacturers as well. Have a chat, see if I can get some more interesting stuff. And then I can, as I said, I can link the website in. So we can do like a mail order as well, which would be cool. Hmm. Building that highlights up. Absolutely soaked this afternoon, taking stuff out in from the car. It's been so spoiled this year with the nice weather. Yes, it was like, oh, it's really nice today. And today was like total opposite. And now we're going to go to Great Hall Grey. Build up this is white all the way. Now we're going to go down with high areas again. Let it go a little bit down the side of the mountains. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I think it's more Stargate-y than that. But you're not far off. So you missed what I said. I said this, Cubes, didn't I? I said this would happen. So I had said about the painting has been time this week has been way cut into, obviously, with the moving. So the I should be painting again, commission wise, by Wednesday, hopefully. So the commissions have a bit of a backlog at the moment, a bit of a hold up. As I said, Rich, my apologies. But yours is the next in line. So, in fairness, yours is going to be the first commission. Yeah. Yours is going to be the first commission that's painted in the crow's nest, which seems quite fitting, really. One of the original crewmates of the channel. To leave and set sail from Pirate Island and land in the crow's nest. Hopefully I can get the interweb working by next Friday. I might have to do a scratched together video. Yes. Yeah, certainly can, mate. So next Friday, if I can't get the internet running properly to do this, what I might do is do a tour of the crow's nest. So we can have like a virtual tour of what's going on in there. Because I should be able to do that like live on the phone. And yeah, should have some more exciting news as well by next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We've already got the go ahead from Beast Towers for the beast zone, as it were, in there, carrying their stock. I'm carrying a small stock of bits and pieces of everything, really. I've got all the rule books, all the plastics, a bit of the metal, but I can pretty much order and get in what we need, which is good. So next we're going to go for jasper skin. Now we're just going to start looking at the higher areas now and just dotting into the muscle groups. So now I just want to shape those areas. Just staying inside the last flesh colour, it just starts building up the highlight. As I said, I was thinking about giving it a skip tonight because obviously the early start and that, because I'm all on my Jack Jones, but no helpers this week. So I'll be stuck on the stool all on my own. This colour I'm just going to work back round. Just move out any. Don't want to leave straight edges because there's no real straight edges on the muscle. They're all, you want them more rounded. So let that one go. So we're going to go to worn stone on the robes. It is a very simple miniature, but this means you can do the extra mileage into it and it pays off at the end. So that worn stone we're going to add some medium to, thin it out, and I'm just going to again hit into the peaks. They just go down the edge of the peaks a little bit. I'm going to have to go all the way along, so if you miss bits, I'd leave the colour before showing through. That's good because it just makes the wrinkle look more believable. And as you get into that ridge bit there, don't go right up under it. Start like there and just do a little bit of a highlight. Always flesh there. Yeah, we're doing this edge highlighting on those. Do a bit, lift off, do a bit, lift off. So otherwise you just cover all of the stuff you just put down, and you might as well just paint it all that colour to start with. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to do that that at the moment. Yeah. Just working around some of the higher areas. It's a bit stronger. Go back to our flesh tones, tourmaline skin. This is going to be our highest highlight. Squirt it out enough to paint about 10 inches. The medium. And this, we're just going to dot our hairs. We're going to come down the center of the noselet, dot across his eyebrows, top of his cheekbones, down the edge of his kind of mouth. Just get the groove down the edge. I don't know what it's called. Mouth groove. A bit of sort of, you know, a little on his chin. The very top of that muscle. Look. Little dot on those fingers. Anywhere where the sun's going to catch the brightest. So it's all the tops of those muscles, they're exposed to the light coming straight down on them. For unsure, hold the miniature like that. Have a look. Imagine your light is the sun. Evening, Ben. How goes it, shipmate? Across the top of the hand there. And just maybe a little dot on the knuckles. This can only be little tiny dots of this one because this is the lightest colour. But if it makes a flat line like that, you don't want a flat line. So just go back and turn it into a rounded one. Nice. Yeah, that's what I felt today. It's like I've had 2 days of just solidly moving everything. And I just needed to pick up a paintbrush. I didn't think I was going to get a chance with the convention at the weekend as well. I thought, need to spend some time with you guys. Needed to get some time with the paintbrush. So here we are. Yep, so worn stones. Next is brain matter beige. So what is everyone painting tonight? Didn't we decide Rich M was Rich Moriarty? So this beige is going down just the center of these highs. Then we're going to just come back and touch little bits of it with pure white. You know you're getting the whites in there because it wasn't glowing earlier, but I've just noticed on the light now it's starting to glow, so we know we've got enough white going on. Ah, yes. Yeah, so just we've come up through the greys. It's going to naturally shadow this white for us, so we don't have to do the old water down grey into the as a wash. It gives it a much more natural look. Yes, yeah. I need a new one. This one's getting a bit grubby. Although, in fairness, isopropyl alcohol cleans them really well. It does take a lot of the lines off though. As I build my new paint station, I might treat myself to some new cutting mats. So I'm happy with the flesh tone. Although we might put a flesh wash over it just to tie it all together. Yeah, let's do that. I like the. Let's grab it from over here. Everything's in transit, so where is it hiding? There we go. Like the John Blanche one. It's like their old war paints one. Which is the John Blanche warm skin shade, which is exactly how there was before in the old war paints range. Well, I think it is. It might be slightly different, but it would just tie these flesh tones in nicely. It's a bit like Kenny Boucher, Paint All the Minis guy, or something like that. He says take it to 11 and then dial it back down to 10. That's what I've kind of done with this flashlight. It's very, very bright on there. I just want it just smoothed off a bit. He used it a lot on YouTube. I think he does Twitch now. I don't know. Watching him. I love his accent the way. So I'm not a such and such scientist. Yeah, so Ben, you missed earlier. This is the last live paint along from Pirate Island, and so from next week we'll be moved into our new studio, which is going to be the Crow's Nest. I'm not sure yet if we're going to have Intima Web by next weekend, so it might be a phone walk around the Crow's Nest, show what's happening there. We'll have to just wait and see. I'm not going to predict what's going to happen next weekend. 2 weeks ago, I didn't even have a new studio. Right, we're going to go for matte white. She certainly has cubes. Is this the pointy one? Yeah. So now with the white, it's going to be our highlight. This is your pure matte white. Load locked into a brush, take a load out, watered it down a bit. Ha! So now we're just going to do these high areas and just do a little bit on them. A little bit like edge highlighting, kind of just the very highest ones. So none goes in those valleys, and none goes the whole length of any high bit either. So a little bit of highlighting, move off. Then you real place you want a lot of this is on the edge of any sharp lines. So there and there. Well, one of the suggestions was to call it Treasure Island. Or yeah, we were going to use the line Pearl Island again, but because you've got to go up 2 flights of stairs to get in there, we decided to call it the Crow's Nest. So I've been putting pictures up on Facebook and X and stuff. So yeah, sorry for keep going on about it, guys. I was a bit excited. It's not really a paint along as such tonight, because like this miniature is it was a special one in 2019, but as soon as everything else is already moved up to the Crow's Nest, I had to grab something fun to paint, and this is what I chose. So next, the 2 bars around there. Nice. I'm thinking of blue or green or red. What do you think? Blue, green, or red? Or we could go for this orangey red. That'd be good. You're purple. Purple, blue, and I picked out red. Oh. See, purple, Ben, would make him look like the Doctor Who Time Lord. Oh, can I make a different suggestion? What about turquoise? Yes, the Muppet Treasure Island with Tim Curry. Has Ben gone? Kublai would have just exploded. Rich, the guy that played Jim in the Muppets, I can't remember his name. But apparently, I was reading the other. Funny, it popped up on one of my feeds, and apparently Tim Curry was basically, they were sat in the crow's nest. That's why it popped up, because I was searching for crow's nest, and he was basically taught him to swear, basically. Yep. So I'm going for turquoise. After taking your guys' advice, I've gone for turquoise. Because it's a colour I don't really get to use very much. If Karen was here, we'd go purple, because I have to paint purple when she comes on, but she's not here. I shall imagine, being on the coast, she's getting fairly battered by the weather at the moment, unless it's all come inland. Just getting the edge. The trouble when you paint a lot of white, it kind of gets, when you start building up white, it kind of gets porous, and if you touch any colour on it or whatever, it just sucks it up like a sponge. Okay. That was a good idea you guys come up with, using turquoise. Yeah, that was all right, wasn't it? Yeah. Just wait for the. I think the flesh wash is pretty dry actually, so we'll be able to do the eyeballs. They had weird looking eyes, didn't they? But I don't think they'll work paint wise, so we'll just go for white. Yeah, it's literally just a straight part. Excuse. I was just gonna say it's just like a straight Day of the Triffid. Yeah, but did you see the last remake of the Day of the Triffid? Not the was it Day of the Triffid? Yeah, that was really good. There was was it BBC's or ITV? There was a Triffid series. I watched it on iPlayer. I think going back last year. Yeah, 2009. Yeah. We were having a bit of discussion about it. The link, I don't think they allow you to put links up. I'm afraid. Because you might put naughty bad ones up. Turn your heat down. Let's put the heater on there because nothing was drying in here fast enough. Knock the camera about. Sorry again. I'm doing lots of sorries tonight. So we've got some black on the palette. We'll do the dots on his eyes. Yeah, well done for suggesting the turquoise, guys. And the highlight for the turquoise, that's the next one up, Hydra Turquoise. I think I'm going to use the Insane detail one for this. I'll make sure I don't get it on that white. So I want to hit that top edge of this. So aiming for the top edge and then letting the brush fall against the blue rather than against the white, if you see what I mean. Same on the back, we're going to aim for the top edge. Let the brush fall onto the turquoisey side. There we go. You could panel some of this out in colours, but we're not going to, because I think that would be too fussy. So now the fresh tone on the gold's dry, we're going to grab bright gold. I'm going to highlight this gold out. Hour and a quarter I've been nattering on. Crazy, eh? So now, this gold we want to hit just the top edges and anywhere where the light's going to catch, like on the back of his calf there. There's a dint under there, so then across the top of his boot. Oh, awesome. Oh, I'll have to organise one of those at the crow's nest. That'd be good. I've got a projector screen, so we could put like really rubbishy movies on. They'll just Starship. I can't believe that the other day it popped up. Is it 28 years old now? I was watching a wasn't a full documentary, but they were talking about the effects in it, and surprisingly how many were actually not CGI. A lot of it was just major like models and puppets and stuff. The big bugs and stuff. That's why it's so good, really. You gotta love a bit of practical effects rather than special effects. So again, putting this bright gold on top as it goes around the edge, leaving it to the other gold. I think so. Remember Clondaffel. I found the book earlier. I was taking a load of old novels and that up the crow's nest, and that was one of them, Starship Troopers. Not the original cover, it was the film covered one. I think I got it with a computer game. Talking about Starship Troopers, Rich. Yes, I've moved. The bugs have moved up, so at some point in our future there will be a giant Starship Troopers. I will build the fortress. I've found the right rules as well. That'd be a good video, wouldn't it? Okay, talking about that, he's done. It's the base. The base is hard enough to have a bit of brown one, don't there? Although, should I do a brown base on him, or should I do? Trouble is, when you paint the sand, it never really looks like sand. I'd much rather he was stood on some mud with some grass tufts. So I think we'll do that with him. Yeah, the sand doesn't look like sand unless you paint it sand color. That's the paradox of putting little stones on bases, isn't it? Remember when you put stone a real stone on there, you have to paint it, otherwise it doesn't look real. So the best is to put a piece of slate on there and then paint it like a stone. That really is weird. But I just think if I painted the sand colour on the base, it would just look a bit strange. So it's either a grey, which I usually the sci-fi ones, but just this one with brown with a couple of little tufts. And if I don't like it, I can just overpaint it anyway. It's a very good observation, that, Ben. Sand does indeed look like sand. But I know when I done my first Dead Man's Hand miniatures. Oh, I can't wait to play Dead Man's Hand at the unit. And Saga. There's going to be a Saga Age of Magic campaign. Yes. Let's do the victory lap. So, those of you that are going to Warfare at Farnborough for the weekend, and you're seeing this video, drop by the store. I'm going to have a smaller than last year's store, just because by the looks of it, where they put me. But I shall still be chattering away. Come and have a chat. Yeah, there he is. I will put the tufts on him Monday and take some photographs of him Monday, because obviously I'm going to be busy at the weekend. I might be able to do it tomorrow night. Depends how knackered I am. But there he is. The Arch Hierophant. Not to be complete. Yes, maybe one day, Ben. Maybe one day you pop into the crow's nest. That'd be awesome. Yeah. So hopefully there's more news next week of what's going on. By midweek, I should know. Your boy Depp. Nice. Yeah, have a good show tomorrow. I'll try and get your River Rich. Depends if I catch him before we open. I will do my best for you, and I will let you know how things are going. Stuff. Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah, so I'll keep you updated. So this is Pirate Rich. Last emotional one from Pirate Island. We shall miss Pirate Island. And yeah, sorry, I was just reading the messages. Yeah, so last emotional one from Pirate. Yes, Andy, Coach Andy, you're absolutely right. Onwards and upwards. It's an amazing place I found, and I can't wait to share it with everyone, because it's basically going to be my giant man cave of games. And yeah, farewell Pirate Island. Thanks for the memoirs. And we shall pick this back up at the crow's nest, which will be very, very exciting. It's going to take a few weeks to get settled down and get going again, but hey, that's all the fun of the fair, isn't it? So get this weekend out of the way and I can get stuck back into some hard work of getting open, and I shall definitely be online next Friday. If it's going to be a short wander round, I'll probably try to advertise it. Yeah, and thanks everyone for joining me on this voyage. It's been really nice, and especially when I bumped into some of you at shows and stuff, and had a good natter. And now we've got a proper base of operations, and the ones UK, when you're UK side, and can pop in and have a coffee, a chat, a game maybe per se. That'd be good, and we can try and make a video of the Picts smashing Rich's Goths to pieces. Are they Goths or Visigoths? I don't know, I can't remember. Or are they just the grumpy ones wearing black? Turn up with an army painted black. That'd be funny. I should paint some Goths as goth rockers. Joe mentioned that, right? I found one of the things I found was my old 40k metal orcs, and they had the goth rock band in there, and I painted it back a couple of years ago. So yeah. Visigoths, nice one. Yeah, bright yellow and oranges. Yeah, high Visigoths, high Visigoths, hiya Visigoths. Yeah, hi Goth. Why are you so sad? Right, I'm obviously losing it at this point, so we'll have a last look at the Arch Hierophant, which is a long out of production miniature from Griffin Beast. It's a laugh. And one more time, thank you for joining on the voyage. Goodbye to Pirate Island and all the memories we have in here. Dogs gone before and shipmates lost at sea. Looking at you, Jean-Luc, and your free shading. And new adventures and seas await. Okay, guys, I shall leave it there for tonight, because I'm going to go and snaffle an early to bed, I think. And yeah, so 4 o'clock start in the morning. So it's a joy. And yeah. And see you all again next week. If not before, if I have any updates, I'll do a little, I'll try and do a Wednesday night update to let you know how I've got on. Or I might not. Probably I'll forget. Let's leave it next Friday. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining me. And if you're seeing this back tomorrow, whilst I'm at the Farnborough Warfare show, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and all that juiciness. If you go into the show, don't forget to pop by and say hi. And I will see you all next week. Cheers, then, guys. Thank you very much. Bye now.